Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So we'll be reacting to the Officer Tantum, and this one said, why black men marry white women. Let's check it out.
When I was growing up, you couldn't bring a white girl home.
Is that so?
100%. My parents didn't say anything, but culturally, peer pressure, you couldn't bring a white girl home. You crazy.
I don't know. It's 2023. I don't know that I've had any of my friends say anything negative or have a rude comment to make about the fact that I'm married to a black man.
Interracial dating. Let's talk about it. This video is brought to you by Tatum Plus, brought to you by Tatum Plus, ladies and gentlemen, my brand new platform. Me and the wife, we do a podcast on relationships, and it's obviously on Tatum Plus, but we want to show some of what we do right here on YouTube. So check it out. If you like it, join Tatum Plus. You can see all of our other episodes. I think we got like 10 episodes out right now, and we talk about everything. So the link is in the description section. Tatum Plus is only $5.99. If you get it for the whole year, it's less than $5.99 a month. That's less than $1 a day. I mean, it ain't even close to that. That's less than 50 cents a day. Anyway, roll the film. The first topic, which my wife came up with, is the interracial dating. Now, people have a lot to say about interracial dating in America. I have a lot of experiences where there have been conflict as a black man dating a white woman. I mean, you can go to the last post we did on Instagram, and somebody said, I knew his wife was white, which is insane to me.
White.
But what's your thoughts on interracial dating? Do you get conflict? I mean, do people on the white side or some of your white friends, do you have issues with people disowning you or saying something negative on social media because you date a black man?
No,
or not date, you're married to a black man. You went all the way.
And I've got a
black man name.
I've got a mixed child. No, I mean, if anyone did have a problem with it, they certainly wouldn't say it to my face. But no, I don't know. It's 2023. I don't know that I've had any of my friends say anything negative or have a rude comment to make about the fact that I'm married to a black man.
I had
only on the internet. Have groypers said anything?
I had one girl that was my friend, and we had been intimate at some point in the past when we were in high school. But she was supposed to be my friend. She got mad at me because I had a baby with a white girl, my oldest son. And she had nothing but negative things to say about me and how you didn't give me a chance, but you want to be with a white woman. And then later in life, I seen her. She came through Arizona to go to California, and she stopped by to say hi. We went to eat, and there was some white girls sitting in they were like out in the outside seating. We go to eat, and she just being messy. You like white women, like these basic white women. Look, they just basic. Becky just basic. And in my mind, I'm like, it would be bizarre if a white person said that about a black person. Look, she ghetto. She look at all that nappy hair she got in her head. It probably took up 40 minutes to get ready to put all that weave in there. and the girls look like they had been walking around and hiking in a new environment. And so to me, they didn't look basic. It looked like they working out and being healthy and taking care of themselves. And meanwhile, she think it's okay that she put up all that makeup on. She ain't worked out not one time, and she got a Fendi on and all this old designer clothes. Like, anyway, she quit being my friend. One, because I supported Trump, but then another one was that I'm dating white women is her problem.
It was because because you've dated black women.
I did. At one point, I never dated a white girl. I was never going to date a white girl.
So do you think she was more upset with the fact that you would date a white girl, that you did date a white girl, or that you just didn't want to be with her?
Nah, it was that she was upset that I didn't want to be with her, but I'd rather be with a white girl. She would have been okay if I'd been with another black girl. But the fact I went to a white girl was a conflict. I'll tell you this, I made a video. You may not remember this video because this is way before you and me. Made a video on my YouTube channel and said why black men
Oh,
date
I
white
remember
women
this video.
instead of black women. And of course,
Clickbait.
the title was clickbait,
Yeah.
but I had the conversation about,
People still bring that video up.
they still talk about, because they didn't watch the whole video. And what I broke down in the video was culture. You know, when I was in college, it came down to culture. And this is why a lot of black men date white women. It's not because of race. It's literally culture and convenience and maybe proximity. Because when you're a black conservative, what are your options? You go to CPAC, you go to conservative events. you and 3 other people, the only black people there.
Yeah.
And so your options, you go to college.
Do you think that if you went to a black college or a college in a city with
Yes, I would
black
have married
people
a black woman.
yeah, so
When I was growing up, you couldn't bring a white girl home.
is that so?
100%. My parents didn't say anything, but
Yeah.
culturally, peer pressure,
Yeah.
you couldn't bring a white girl home. You crazy. When I went at my high school, at Dunbar High School, we had one dude date a white girl. He actually killed himself. I don't know if he killed himself because he was getting bullied from dating that white girl or he had something else going on. But the only dude in the school dating a white girl killed himself.
Yep. Yeah.
You would get humiliated if you date a white girl. It was crazy. So my whole high school life, I never even looked at a white girl.
Yeah.
And it was rumored, black people let me say this. Black people have a very negative perspective of white people to start with.
I read the comments section.
So
I know.
we were growing up, it was just like white people are nasty. They got lice in their hair. They ain't got no booties. They ain't got no culture.
That's what
They
black
like
people think about us?
that's what black people think about when they live in a black neighborhood. They think that. When I went to college,
What y'all be thinking?
close your ears, baby. When I went to college, I was like, dang, white girls got bodies too.
all those
I don't know if they were getting BBLs or what, but I'm like, what the? But anyway, it began to open my eyes up to being open-minded because I was in college. There was no options. And all the black girls had dated all the dudes on the football team. So you ain't had no options, not unless you double dipping. You know what I mean? But, it opened my mind when I went to college. And of course, I got saved and everything. And so it really opened my mind to say, man, I don't care nothing about color, man. I like the person for who they are. If we vibe together, if they're Christian, whatever the case may be, I was open to it, which led me to dating outside of my race. And even then, I still dated black women. From my first son all the way to us getting married, I dated black women. It's just that it never worked out. Are you mad? I'm just playing.
No, I'm not mad.
I wish Umar Johnson was on the panel right now, and I was just playing.
Why?
Umar Johnson was sitting he was on some panel on, I forget the guy's name. He's a rapper. Joe Budden. He's on Joe Budden's podcast, and Umar Johnson is just ripping about black men dating white women, and that when you date a white woman, you buy into their culture. And he was getting mad at Kobe Bryant because Kobe Bryant left his money to his wife that wasn't black.
Who's he supposed to leave it to?
I don't know. He's supposed to give it to Umar Johnson, I guess.
It's then going to go to his daughters who.
Right. The funny thing is that he come up with this whole thing that, well, you leaving it to your non-black community. It's like, yeah, but the same mixed kids, they call them black. So technically Kobe Bryant created black kids. Even though he was with a non-black woman, his kids are still black.
Yeah.
So technically his wealth is passed down to black people.
Yeah.
But Umar Johnson can't make that argument because he got to make it about race. But he had really criticized and said that black men shouldn't date white women. You're betraying your own people.
Like, why is that acceptable? And for, Louis Farrakhan, he's invited to the White House, totally fine. White devils and all that. But if a white person were to say the same thing, the equivalent, whites need to stick together. Don't cut this clip for social media. Okay, out of context. Whites need to stick together. Don't you know what I mean? Like, don't you race mix? Like,
guys, to me, as long as the person makes you happy, treats you well, what difference does race gotta do with anything? So far as you're missing ribs, so far as you both are compatible, But nevertheless, I love the deal and I love everything they're talking. It's just so interesting and inspiring. Me, whether biracial, interracial, non-racial, anyone, so far as you are good for me, so far as we understand each other, so far as we are compatible, so far as we agree on things, so far as we are both made perfect in the eyes of God, I'm good to go. So far as you treat me right and I will treat you wrong, and so far as me, I know any man that will come around me, I'll make you to see front, because I know I don't have front, I don't have back, I don't have many things that men are looking for, but I know
Like, don't bring him around. He's too black. Don't bring him around. He's not white enough. My family was like, oh, where is he? We love him. Like,
Black people,
it's bizarre to me.
black people are far more racist than white people are.
I would agree.
I know people don't like to hear
Yeah.
me say that, but white people do not spend their days thinking about black people.
No.
And even if white people were to have an opinion about their daughter or somebody dating a black guy, they would not dare open
No.
their mouth to say anything
No.
about it.
No.
Black people don't hold back at all. In the comment section, you Uncle Tom, Ruckus, Coon sellout, you dating a white
Oh,
woman,
yeah.
bunny hopping. They saying all kinds of stuff with no recourse.
Yep.
And the ability to say that as a victim class, when you become a victim class, you can say whatever you want because you're the oppressor. You're being occupied.
Yeah.
So
Oh, yeah.
they
say
have
that.
the ability to say those things, and it encourages more racial tension and racism.
No, totally. And then dare you not say anything back and respond. You know what I mean? And then it's like, so.
Yeah, I mean,
But I mean, I don't care. These people don't pay my bills. I don't. I don't care.
right, but when you were growing up, was there a sentiment? I don't know if I missed that in that conversation. Was there a sentiment in the community you grew up in that it was somewhat taboo dating outside of your race?
No, not really. I mean, like, we were all like, I mean, I grew up in a fairly small town, and like, we all hung out together. We were all friends. We had
How many
white
black people
friends,
live there?
black friends. I mean, I don't know the percentage.
I mean,
but,
just like, was it a lot or was it a little bit? Was it like 5 dudes, 5 families, or?
no, it was more than that. But like when we would have a party, you know what I mean? Like you go to a party and it would be like, I mean, most of at least half the athletes were black, but like everyone would be there and like everyone was friends with everybody. And you know what I mean? Like Marie went to, you know what I mean? Like we'd all go to the dances and proms together. Like, I don't know, it wasn't. And then I went to college in San Diego where like, it certainly didn't exist. Everyone was friends with everyone. Like, so I don't know.
Maybe it's a different.
It was not until I moved to LA and went to the one church, the black church, where I was like, oh, it's still like this? Black people and white people don't get along? Like, oh, I didn't know that. And I was like 34 maybe. And I
It's
was
crazy.
Like,
You know, I hate to say it, and I know
wild.
I sound like an Uncle Tom Coon sellout, but black people are, you know, it's just not the same. I'm learning over time. It's not the same, and I hope that people realize that black people need to stop being so racist when it comes to white folks and interracial dating, because we think, and I know it's wrong, we think black people, when you date, the ones that are woke, I'm sure your ex thought the same thing. He probably mentioned it a few times. We think that when we walk in somewhere, white people are looking at us weird.
oh, yeah.
But they ain't. But when you walking, black women are looking at you weird.
Yeah.
They heated. I can see it.
Well, when I'm like with you.
When you with me,
yeah, you can feel it.
we were at the Princess.
Feel it.
I could feel it. I could feel the heat in the air. I'm walking and these black girls like.
Do you think you can really feel it, or are you projecting and they don't really
I think,
care?
I may be projecting. I don't know. Because I don't really know what they feel like on the inside. But I see them looking like, I kind of feel them looking. Because they looking at you and they looking at me and like, yeah, he's one of them. You go to any podcast,
Yeah.
black women are talking like this already about how
I
men
know,
date
I
white
know,
women. And it's like, they think it's like we're betraying them. But at the end of the day, people just want
I
to
feel like
love.
I feel like I only feel the heat, and this could be like projecting, but I feel like I only feel the heat and like a long stare or a dirty look or when like people, and I don't have it on now because I was getting ready and then snuck out of the house, but when I have like a wedding ring on, which is a nice large ring.
You're welcome.
Or like we're getting in, you know what I mean, out of a nice car, or like, you know what I mean, like have a nice bag. I feel like that's when it's like, oh, he got money, and so now he wants to be with a white girl. I can like, that's when I feel like awkward. But if it's just, if we're at the gym, you know what I mean, and it's like, whatever. But I feel like it's only when it's like, oh, he got some money.
See, what I'll say this, and
That's
then,
like the only time I've ever like seen in public a stare or a, you know.
I'll say this, and this is just true story. When me and you go to places that are all white, I don't think not one time about us being together.
You don't think that the men are gonna like pull their hoods up front of the table and,
When we have the clans hoods.
and carry you out?
When I go around black people, I feel a certain way, because I'm like,
Like when we go to Texas and visit your family, and
not my family,
no, not your family, I know, but like when we're in a black area.
Yeah, I feel weird. I'm like, dang, these dudes judging me, boy. I know they judging me. And they may not be judging me.
Square.
But when we go to a black, they like, he one of them. You know, I
Carlton.
swear I feel that way. I swear I feel that way.
So you do
Am
feel
I
a
lying?
certain way.
Am I lying?
Oh, look at his face.
No,
He's
if I go around
lying. Real black folk.
like primarily black folk stuff and I bring this white woman with me, which you feel like they gonna feel some type of way? It's gonna be awkward. Like, why they bring that white girl up in here?
Yeah.
I bring you to a barbershop.
Oh. For sure.
True. I
I'm
believe
trying
it.
to think, if I had to bring like Caden or Bo to like a black barbershop, I think I might feel like a movie where like, and everything gets like silent.
Yeah.
See, guys, I feel people should date who they have chemistry with, not color. Because yes, that's what I mean. Irregardless of their skin, because you don't love their skin color or whatever. Because if they remove this skin color now, if they have to peel it out, two of us we bleed the same blood. Yes, now we both bleed the same blood. So whatever. Irregardless of our skin color, you love because you want to love in and out, not skin color. And nobody should tell you, see, because a black and a white man and woman didn't work out doesn't mean you and your own white man or your own white man or your own black man or your own black man won't work. Because what worked for me might not work for you. Do what worked for you. Don't let anyone preach to you, teach you, tell you what to do and what not to do, so that you not go into something that you regret. If it's interracial marriage or relationship that favors you, you go. If it's both races marriage relationship that favor you, good for you. But one thing I would like to tell you is that when going into marriage, you marry because you love that person, not because of your skin color, not because of what you want to gain, but because both you and that person are compatible, irrespective of their culture, race, identity, and everything, country, blah blah blah. So far as that person is compatible with you, so far as you are comfortable with that person, so far as that person gives you rest of mind, so far as that person is a traditional wife, a traditional woman, that person is ready to go out with you, that person, your husband or your female, doesn't talk down on you, doesn't look down on you, doesn't abuse you in and out, outside your home, blah blah blah, and you feel she can make your children great, and you feel your boy children are safe with her, and you feel that man is capable of protecting you and your children, like, you can go for him. And lastly, guys, always put all this in prayer, because only God has the final say in our life, irrespective of anything. Because God doesn't see skin color. Yeah, God doesn't see skin color. So you have to pray so that God can give you a good man or good woman to marry. Because in this present age and time is not easy. It's not easy. Because here in Nigeria, intertribal marriage is allowed. Yoruba can marry Igbo, Igbo can marry Yoruba, Igbo can marry Igbo, Igbo can marry Hausa. I don't mean Muslim Hausa, I mean Hausa, Christian Hausa. Yeah, they marry both. Igbo can marry Ijo. Igbo, like, intertribal marriage is a win-win here, and most of this intertribal marriage, they are doing well, they are doing good, like they are doing really well. I've not heard of divorce, ex-husband, ex blah blah blah. I've not really heard of that from an intertribal marriage. I've not really heard of that. I don't, because we don't do that. Nah. Everybody, you are free because you are old enough to make your choices for yourself. Your mom, your dad won't live with you in your marital home. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Let me know what's your point of view on Brandon Tatum and his wife, reasons of why black men marry white women. Because I know other people have their own reasons. Let me know what is that in the comment section. Like, watch, and subscribe to my channel. And have a wonderful day ahead. Bye bye.